Hi, this is Cindy, and I'm back to show the other 3 teacher journals I made. I just showed the one that I made for the July challenge, a July journal just from a simple kit. And since I wanted these teacher planner journals to be simple, it was perfect using that kit. So this is the one I made for the kit, and then I just kept my I can't even say the word, momentum going, and made the other 3 for my daughter and her 2 other friends. And I showed earlier, this is the paper pad I used, Graphics 45 Vintage Hollywood, because they're all drama majors, drama education majors, so it was perfect. It had the sets of papers, and then there was 3 different colors, so that worked out great too. 4 different colors, so that worked out great because there's 4 girls. So the first one I showed you was the black. The next one I made was this one, and this is for Callie, and she gets the orange one. The one I made earlier for the challenge is for Saray. And on this one, you'll get to see some of the items I got to add to all the kits, or all the journals, except for the first one because it's for that challenge, so we were kind of limited. So like I put corners on the other 3 because these are older books, and the corners were getting worn, so I just wanted the corners there. And I was able to put a little charm here on this one, and the other girl didn't get it yet, but I'll put it on there after the challenge is over. So anyway, I chose this book because it says Teacher's Edition. So anyway, let's look at it. I think it was 1951 copyright on this, and I was able to keep this end page, the 2 end pages, intact. So the first couple of pages of this book are actually still attached to the book, and then we get into the signatures. And I made all of them to be the Midori style with the elastic band, so all these papers can be taken out, and since, you know, if they use them as teacher planners, they'll be wanting to use them over and over again, and they can remove papers and add stuff and just make it more their own. So anyway, this is just to get them started. So I started out with making a library pocket and just put in there the scrap of the scrapbook paper. And on this scrap of paper I just stamped, it says, "And so the adventure begins." And there's the copyright date, 1951. This is very similar to the one I showed you. I used the same scrapbook paper, of course, and then I made pockets, and then I made tickets. And I have a video showing how I made the tickets. And most of the tags are just like scraps of scrapbook paper and scraps from that Shakespeare book. We got to use one book in the challenge, and I chose the Shakespeare book because, you know, they're all drama majors, right? So definitely Shakespeare applies. And then this page has got beautiful coloring on these pages, so it works out wonderful. So you'll see a lot of him throughout here. And I made a belly band just out of a Shakespeare page, folded in thirds, added scraps of papers that were on the desk and some washi. This is an index card that's been coffee dyed. It's got scrapbook paper on it. I made my own digital kit for this because I wanted it to be like a teacher planner, so I just made a very simple grid, Monday through Friday, 1 through 6, so they can mark what the classes are doing each day of the week. And on the back side of it, it's just got a place for notes. This is graph paper, coffee dyed paper. This is just some computer paper that's, you know, got the borders, and I just made a little pocket out of some scrapbook paper. Here's a book page tag, and this is a to-do list that I just put onto some manila folder. And this is a side tuck on this music paper. This is just a journaling card or tag made out of woven book page, and just those pictures are from the Reader's Digest book as well. I've got a fly flying through here, so you'll see me swatting at him. This is a book page made out of the Shakespeare paper, and here's some lace on it. That paper is so delicate, I usually glued it onto some cardstock or something to make it firmer. And I just put some paper on the back of this tag so that it's easier to write on. Inside the signatures, just 2 pockets and 2 strips of tickets that I made, and I only glued them down on the end, so it's kind of like a belly band. This is just one of those fold-out journaling places. You can write on the whole page and just tuck it down in that little slot. And this is another woven journaling card made out of book page and scrapbook paper. And this is some typing paper. This is an old recipe card I had in my stash, but it was orange, so it went fine. And this is just a journaling card from some scrapbook paper a long time ago. Here's a paper clip with a little button on it, and this piece of paper just folds out so they can just journal, and then fold back, clip it in place, and it makes a pocket. On this side, we've got a scrapbook paper pocket that I put some lace on, and I just glued the lace on the ends, made another little belly band there, and this is just a scrap of copy dyed paper. So it goes there. Shakespeare page backed on some manila folder with a little bit of washi on it. Little side tuck made out of scrapbook paper, and just a tag made out of scrapbook paper. It's another one of those pockets, and a tablet made out of paper and just some odds and ends from the top of the desk. Second signature's a lot like the first, scrapbook paper with lace, pockets in the tickets, and this is made to be a belly band as well. This is just some scrapbook paper and some seam binding at the top. Copy dyed paper, there's my digital kit again. Shakespeare paper pocket, and just a little bit of fluffy stuff, and a not a book stamp, a real stamp, and just a piece of scrapbook paper. That's on the green ledger paper. This scrapbook pocket is a pocket there, and then I made the decoration into a belly band as well, and this is just a piece of cardstock that I stamped on and inked around. And this is a banner. I make these a lot for my journals. Decorate on one side, blank on the back so you can write on it. So it's like it's a page decoration. It's a little hidden journaling spot as well. It's another flip out, so you can have extra journaling space. And I glued it on to be like a pocket. Inside of the signature, the center of the signature, we got tickets as belly bands, scrapbook paper, tags, and then that woven book page again. And I left my bands pretty loose, but they can obviously untie them and tighten them up if they want. This is an instruction sheet for a typewriter course. I made another envelope out of the Shakespeare page, Mod Podged it to give it some stability, and then ended up putting some washi tape on the fold, just extra security. And it's kept in place with this paper clip with a bead on the end. And this clips onto one of the original book pages that I incorporated in here. You can see it right there. Then backside the signature. Last pocket, got a tag in it made out of scrapbook paper, and here is her extra copy of the digital kit. In case she wants to keep using it, she can take it to the copy machine and make more copies. And on the back of hers, I didn't do anything because this is the original book. I wanted to keep it that way. I did put a little pocket here with some extra little tickets made out of the scrapbook paper. So that's this one. This is for Callie. And the next one I made is for Tara. Very similar. The book cover is a little different. I know these, the mask, one should be frowning, one should be laughing, but both of these are laughing because it's a Reader's Digest book of their wit and humor, but it reminded me of drama, so I used it anyway. Kept the original spine. Did this the Midori style as well, and put a little charm on there of an old movie camera. And I put the corners on, metal corners on this one too, because they were pretty worn. Her color scheme, if you remember, we had 4 colors. Hers is the turquoise. I made a library pocket here and just put a scrap of scrapbook paper in there. Here is her pocket. The pockets are very similar, made with the belly band tickets. And this journaling card I just made with one of those spiral graph things. It's copy dyed paper, and then the digital kit thing. This is for putting on, I think, invitations or something on computer. Belly band made out of the Shakespeare book with washi tape and just a ticket and some more washi. and just a collage journaling card, place to write on the back. The tuck made out of scrapbook paper, tag made out of scrapbook paper, and the Shakespeare paper. That is some old typing paper, I believe. There's the kit. Another Shakespeare paper pocket with some scrapbook paper and washi on it. This is a journaling card made out of woven book page and atlas, and with 2 stamped sentiments on it. Here is the center of the signature, and like I said, the tickets are belly bands. That's her to-do list. Here's a tag made out of a manila folder. Here is one of these flip-out places to journal on. And it comes back and clips with this paper clip and bead and makes a pocket for this index card. There's a belly band made out of scrapbook paper and some trim. You saw this trim in the other journal. Shakespeare again with some tickets. Seam binding on the top. This is just a collaged pocket, scrapbook paper and ribbon and Shakespeare paper. And I put a little booklet in here made out of 2 playing cards. It's just collaged on the front. This is actually a tuck. Lots of places to write and put notes, glue pictures, just to keep up with what's going on. Another one of the pockets with the tickets. This is just a tag I made out of some chipboard and just different scraps. This is a double pocket, and it's got washi and a ticket on it, and it's got a pocket there and a pocket here. Some music paper, tucked there with nothing in it. We'll put something on it, in it real quick. I got another one of these fold-out things right there in front of me. Put that in there. Okay. Center of the signatures, got the same pockets and the same tickets, and just some scrapbook paper with scraps of ribbon and scrapbook paper on it. And I made a big set of tickets you can journal on the back. And here's a little small set of tickets as well. I just went crazy once I figured out how to make my own tickets. Like I said, that video is a couple of videos down showing how to make your own tickets. Leftover scraps, I just corner punched them. You can see there. This pocket's made out of all sorts of scraps with a little bit of ribbon on the top. And here's her pocket made out of the Shakespeare pages. And I put lots of washi on hers just to give it some color. And I clip it on here. Not sure how I had it, but on this side of the clip is her extra page in case she wants to copy it. So I put it there. And last pocket's got some scrapbook paper in it. And that's it for this one. And then the last one is very different because I bought this book for my daughter for this purpose. So I hadn't really decided on the covers for the other girls, so that's why there's such a contrast. But my daughter is an extreme Star Trek fan. All the different shows, all the different movies, not just the original ones, all of them, but she also loves Mr. Spock. So anyway, and I found the book. It's a little golden book. I Am Mr. Spock. Had to have it for her. I added the corners to it, even though this is a brand new book, but you know, they're going to get worn and beat up, so I went ahead and added those for her. I put purple on the spine, fabric on the spine, just trying to match that front. Put her little charm there. And I've, you know, how the edge of the fabric is kind of frayed, so I found this, I don't even know what kind. It's some sort of braid trim I put on there, and it kind of reminded me of Mr. Spock's trims, you know, on his sleeve. So anyway, it's on the front and back and on the insides. So let's look at this. And I have the corner there, and it keeps grabbing this page, so I'm going to have to press that down a little bit more. I didn't do anything here. She can write her name there. It's got the Midori style bands again. It's still kind of loose. Let's see if I'm getting off frame. Probably am. It's too long of a video to have to redo, so let's get this right. Okay, so same sort of thing. Pockets and the tickets. and the Shakespeare paper made into tags. And then I found this planner pages that said January, so I went and put in there. There was one for each day of the month. I mean, month of the year. Yeah. I kept the pages of the original Little Golden book, so they're there. And this is just some really thin computer paper I got at Dollar Tree, I think. But I like the purple with it, so I included it. And there's the digital thing. And this is a pocket made out of scrapbook paper and some scraps from that computer paper that I trimmed off. And then just a guest check made and decorated with a few scraps. This is a page from an old cookbook. Pocket made out of the Shakespeare page, and there's February's. And the woven book page journaling card you saw in the other journal with the stamping on it. Copy dyed paper book page. On this, it's one of those little fold-out things you can write on. It was somewhere when I was almost done with this one that I realized I had a bunch of stuff collected for a space journal, and I thought, wow, here I am trying to do this journal with no, hardly anything left to decorate with, and then I have a whole package of stuff. So, I mean, I was down to scrap paper cutting out mustaches, which my daughter at one point loved mustaches, so that's a little inside thing for her. But it's like, why didn't I remember I had this whole bunch of space stuff I could have been decorating with? But anyway, here's her shopping list, and there's the month of May. It just can be used to little write notes on. It doesn't have to be just for May. Here is part of the stuff. When I found the space stuff, it had a book in there and it had like the constellations. So I took one page of it and made some tags out of it and stitched around them. This belly band is just made out of scraps of purple scrapbook paper. Here's a pocket made out of that guitar string stuff. And this is just ribbons onto this Shakespeare page. There's that pocket, and there is June, and another one of these. And there's July, and index card with just scraps on it. Pocket made out of scrapbook paper and the strips off of those computer papers. There's the August planner page, and this is journaling card made out of book page and scraps. And then I had in that space stuff, I had some rub-ons, and I just used that. Tried to pick stuff that would go with Star Trek, right? And that looked kind of far out there, so I included it. Here's from one of those space books as well, and I made a big large pocket, and I had that little index card to put in there. It's got lace on it. I actually did a video and I uploaded it, and I was calling it Making the Journal Out of Nothing, and it was this book because I didn't have much left just from that pad, because she was the last book I was doing, and that was about all that was left, and then I found all that space stuff. So this was some old Reader's Digest pages that I made a pocket out of, and I folded one page in half to make the pocket, and then there's the back. And then I glued the pocket on and forgot to glue, the folded page down. Then I thought, oh, that would be kind of neat to have like a little journaling space there in front of the pocket. But with these pages, you gotta be real careful because they're gonna break eventually. So I double reinforced it with some washi, so we'll see how long it lasts. But if it ever does break off, then you can just use it as a journaling card and put it in the pocket. This is from one of those space books, and there is September. It's from the constellations in the space book, and there's October. This is the center of the signature, and it's got the same tickets and the same pockets. Here is her envelope thingy I made out of the, actually I don't think, yes, I guess it is. Nope, here's hers. Actually, it never made it in the book. I made it and forgot to put it in the book. We'll talk about that in a minute. This was just one of these little, I don't even know if it has a name, folder out things. And I just added the journaling spaces on it. And then before that, I thought, okay, I'm going to cover the book page that was there with the Shakespeare book paper. So I covered it with just scraps of the Shakespeare paper. And then I Mod Podged it just so it would, you know, be sturdy. And it made it a little thicker, so I just put it in this pocket. And here's her envelope that I made out of the 2 pages sewn together and decorated it with washi and some scrapbook paper. So I'll find a place to slip it over one of the pages. Here's just a tuck made out of scrapbook paper with some fabric and some ribbon, and that's a picture from the book, and there's November. There's a tuck made out of 3 circles that I just decorated with a little ticket and then that star, like this Hollywood, you know, on the stars they have on the sidewalk. It's like that. And then the space picture and December. Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think that's what that's called, isn't it? There's some more of them in this pocket. And another picture from that space book. Just different things that Mr. Spock would encounter on his voyages. A last pocket with just another Shakespeare paper that's been reinforced onto something, some chipboard or cardboard. I made her a library pocket for the back and then just put another constellation tag in there. And, you know, where am I going to put this thing? Her pages are kind of flimsy. So let's see if I can find one. I could put it on this coffee dyed paper. Yeah, because it's pretty sturdy. So I'm going to get a paper clip and clip that on. And that's the other 3 journals. So thanks for watching. Bye.